what I want to do here is I want to count how many people have actually entered in the number of minutes per day that they are going to be reading, or that they have read. This is a little data set about some people who have read a book for like the Premier's Reading Challenge or something like that. And we want to see how many of them have actually entered the number of minutes per day that they are reading. So this is a good way to get just a count of how many records in a data set have been filled out. So as always, when we start a new function or formula to tell Excel that we want to be doing some calculation, we hit the equals sign. Then what we need to do is add in the name of the function that we want to use. So we're going to be counting how many rows, how many cells have records that have numbers in them in this particular one. So it's the function we use for that is count. Whenever I use a function, I have brackets, so round brackets, and then what goes inside the round brackets is what the function will be using to do its calculation. So the first thing I put after that is the first row that I want to count from, and I want to count from E2. So I type in E2, and then I put a colon, and then I put the last cell that I want to count. And so that is column E, row 9. So E9, and then I close my bracket to say that is all that I want the count to action. So I press enter, and there we go. We can see that it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is right. Now you might be thinking, what's the point? I could just count to 8. Well, that's fine, but sometimes you're going to have a lot more. And maybe it won't be that every row actually has been filled out. Let's have a look at this data set here, which is much, much bigger. And we can see all the way down there. So let's do it again, and I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see. And I'm going to say equals count, and it's exactly the same. So I'm going to do that minutes per day again, which still starts in E2. The difference is that now I just need to have a different endpoint because I have more rows. So let's put the colon in, and then let's see what the final row is. So it will still be column E, row 101. So instead of typing E9 that I did last time, it's now E101. So it's exactly the same, and you could have thousands of rows or millions of rows, and it will be exactly the same. You just have to have a different ending point. You might have a different starting point sometimes as well. You may not need to capture everything. So the starting row that you want to count, the starting cell, and then the final cell that you want to count goes inside those square round brackets. Press enter, and you can see that I have 100 rows. So that is how you do a count.